Hey everybody, welcome to Food Talk episode 3. I'm here by myself today, but yeah, let's get right into it. Right now, I want to talk about the shift of mentality from before starting school and after starting school when it came to food. Um, I want to say that the change has been very drastic, extremely. The way I used to think about what to prepare for dinner was extremely different. For example, I will always ask everybody, hey, what do you think I should make for dinner? And the typical response is, I don't know. Or something that it would just, I would just be like, not again. So definitely one of the things that changed was the mentality of what's for dinner, because technically I just I learned so much of different variations of different things that now I don't ask what's for dinner. I would just be like, all right, I have this. I have chicken breast, so I could just get a couple of you know peppers and mushrooms, or stuff like that, and I would either decide to do a stew, soup, um, or probably like a stir fry chicken and broccoli. It opened up so many different opportunities for me to make something that before I didn't even think about. Even though in your mind, okay, I've been cooking for the past 15, 20 years. I should know what to cook, but the reality is that your mentality is still stuck in that um, kind of monotony of okay, I just gonna make what if safe for me, you know, what I feel safe the most comfortable with making. And that was the issue before going to school. And then after starting school, you start learning all these different techniques and all these different ways of preparing not the same thing, but it will be the variation, like I just said about the chicken breast. You pick chicken breast. Once you know the protein that you're making, or the dish hero, like we call it, um, everything else kind of falls into place, because all you have to think about is like, okay, what goes well with that? So that's one of the things that I learned. What goes well with this so far? I still have yet more to learn, but I mean, the amount of knowledge that I got from this past couple of months have been enough for me to say, wow, okay, now I got this piece of chicken, or I got this pork chop, or I got this steak, or, any type of protein. And all I have to think about is, okay, how I'm going to make it, and the ingredients will follow, basically, pretty much straight through. So it's not people are intimidated by the thought of, oh my god, I just want to make something that I'm comfortable with, and that's it. When in fact that is not that bad once you get to learn all these different techniques. It kind of opens up a whole world of possibilities. In Puerto Rican cooking, of course, we there's a lot of staples that we cook, like rice and beans, um, chicken, whether fried or stewed. We got beef stewed, um, and we got the fritters that we do usually. Like the bacalaitos and um, what's that? Alcapurria, empanadilla. Those are things that are it's comfort food. So we just make it, like more for like in between stuff. But still, when you prepare stuff for like lunch or dinner, first of all, in Puerto Rico, lunch was literally started at 10 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. And then it was started usually between 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, Already by 5 o'clock we would be eating and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then when I moved to New York, that kind of changed a bit. especially working and working late and doing all this stuff. Of course, you kind of like push back the thingy, um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a difference. But in like with the bacalao salad, that's something that we make as well. We make something called guineitos en escabeche, which is technically, like, if you think about it, basically most of the ingredients that are in the bacalao salad, you just add. I mean, you take out the bacalao and then you put what is it? Green plantains. Sorry, green plantains, boiled up, chopped up, put it in there. I mean, we typically put some type of meat in it. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't done that in a minute, and I haven't spoke to my mom, which she's the one that's helping me a lot with the Puerto Rican side of cooking and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a whole world of difference when you before you go into a journey like the culinary school, and once you're in it, your mentality just shifts completely. Um, like today, I was like, I want to make some bacalaitos with rice and beans. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, simple, easy, something that you could do in a matter of once you prepare the bacalao. Bacalao usually takes, because you have to kind of like take away a little bit of that saltiness that got in it. It's it usually takes about 45 minutes. But once you get done with that, everything else is pretty simple, pretty easy, straightforward. Um, and of course, the rice and beans is just rice and beans. There's no real technical stuff behind it, but yeah, I mean the mentality shifted dramatically from back then till now, and I say that is for the better because I'm breaking the monotony of eating the same thing over and over. For example, we will make beef stew like about once a week. Then maybe some uh, I was gonna say ground beef. Uh, my God, corned beef. Or for example, we make some fried chicken. Either we make fried drumsticks, or we make chicken wings, or so that would be like the staple in the house most of the time. We will have like fried chicken maybe 2, 3 times a week, or pork chops, just sauteed pork chops or seared pork chops. Sorry. Um, and now, of course, now definitely is better because I would be like, okay, pork chop, I'll have it this way this one day. Then next week I'll turn it into this other thing, and then on the next week I'll turn it into different things. So even though it's the same type of protein, I'll cook it in different ways so that we don't be like again. The same thing with the chicken. I actually haven't done chicken stew in a minute because usually we do beef stew. So, making it in different ways definitely goes a long way. Um, and I remember making steak. I would usually do the steak the usual way, just cook it, put it in a pan, sear it. Not sear it, just cook it through in the pan. Now I actually sear it for like about 3 minutes each side. Just get it nice sear between them and on the sides, and then preheat the oven. While that is doing, preheat the oven for 350. Once it's done, put it in on a pan, let it rest for a little bit, and then put it in the oven for like 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, and it's nice, juicy, and tender every time it comes out. So the difference is definitely there. 'Cause before I used to make some steaks that were good, but sometimes it will get too tough because I either overcook it. So definitely learning these techniques have improved the way I cook and overall of what we do things. Sometimes, another example I could think about is that we used to freak out when we didn't have sazon or sofrito. We used to be like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We would go and buy these um, uh, pre-made sofritos in the store, which were not really the best because, at least not the best for us. Could be the best for somebody else, but it's not for us because we're so used to making our own that when it came to getting something like that, we would be like, oh god. But now it's different. Now we don't rely so much on sofrito. I tend to do things much differently. It doesn't come out the same way, but it's still tasty. Everybody enjoys it, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And the example of sazon, I use paprika, and like I was telling Josie the other day, I keep telling her, and it's like the what I learned in school also is that paprika is for color and a little bit of taste, but it's not that much. It's mostly for color, kind of like what sazon is for, even though sazon adds some taste to it. So sazon is the best of both. But if you don't have some sazon, get yourself a little bottle of paprika. I've had that for like about 4 months so far, and I've used very small amount. You know, and but it's a cayenne is actually more for heat than it is for color or anything else. So if you use cayenne, it's mostly for the heat. You're not gonna turn it red or anything like that. So that's a good kind of tip that I learned in school. But yeah, that's about almost time, guys. I'm trying to keep it between 15 minutes so I don't have to deal with the stuff from Instagram and Facebook. I could just upload it right up. All right, guys. So please remember to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Chef Juanito PR. That's Chef, JUANITO PR. That's on Facebook. And Chef Juanito PR in Instagram. And Chef Juanito PR in Twitter as well. I have a Twitter now as well, so I'll be tweet depending. I'm still trying to get used to all this stuff. So follow me, subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and let's get the food talk going. All right. Remember Friday is the live that we're gonna have, and I need anybody that would like to join the conversation. Please let me know on the comments that I'll be making. Any comment, I'll read it, and I'll make sure I include you on that day, just so that I can have a conversation. All right. See you guys around that time or every day. Later.